All right, it's a late night loser Donald for you guys, and this time we're going back in history and talking about the Commodore Hotel. This is one of the things that Donald Trump brags about. Now, why am I doing this? One, I want you to give you a sense of what a horrible businessman he is, and he has been his whole life. But more importantly, I want you to understand, like, all the people who say, like, "Oh, Donald Trump, man, oh yeah, well, he's so successful, he's got all this money, so he must be really smart." No, no, no. Look, you would have done better than him if you had his dad. So let me explain. He takes the Commodore Hotel. That's the one that they turn into the Grand Hyatt, New York. And he says, "Oh, this is a terrific success. Look at how smart I was. Look at how great a job I did with it." All right, now let me explain. His dad gave him a co-sign on a $70 million construction loan. Has your dad ever co-signed a $70 million loan for you? Well, if he had, you too could have taken the Commodore Hotel and turned it around. But not if you're loser Donald, because that wasn't enough. His dad then had to set up a line of credit at Chase Bank for $35 million. Now, this guy goes around the line and says, "Oh, I got a small loan from my dad of only $1 million. First of all, you never talk about your inheritance. Second of all, you never talk about all the other loans he gave you and the lines of credits and all the cosigns. So, no, it's not true. He gave you everything. And he's not even grateful for any of that. So, remind me the last time your dad set up a $35 million line of credit for you guys. So, now what did loser Donald do with that? Of course, because he's a spoiled little brat. Oops, he overspent and went over by $3 million. So then his dad had to come and bail him out again. Jesus Christ. Like, if you've been watching these loser Donald segments, his dad bailed him out about 28 times. Dude, I gave you a $35 million line of credit. You couldn't keep within $35 million? So he went to $38 million. His dad had to back him up on that. Okay, so they do all that, and that's part of the reason that they get success there at that hotel. But the city gave him a 40-year tax abatement. That is worth millions upon millions of dollars. When's the last time you got that kind of a break? No, look, if you think Hillary Clinton is the corrupted, I hear you. But Donald Trump is the corrupter. He's the guy who's getting all these breaks from the government and from his dad. So despite all of that, that was all in 1978. By the time he gets to 1980, so no, let me explain. Actually, in 1978, nonetheless, he lost $406,000 according to his tax records. So we actually have those tax records from him from back then. That is the equivalent of $1.5 million in losses. He got all of this and he still lost money. He's pathetic, okay? All right, that's fine. And then by 1980, his dad has to come in again because he has lost so much money at this point. And now his dad gives him a personal loan of $7.5 million. So for all you knuckleheads out there who look up to this guy, come on, I'm asking you, what do you think you would have done if you had a $7.5 million loan, if you had a $38 million line of credit, if you had a $70 million cosign loan? You think you could have done okay with that money? Of course, you would have been done perfectly fine. You would have done a lot better than Donald Trump, who kept losing the money over and over again, and that's why he had to go back to his dad. God, I just want you to, look, if you're angry at the system, I keep saying this, I get you, brother. I understand you, brother. I'm going to fight that corruption together at some point, okay? But if you think this con man, this spoiled brat is your savior, you don't know Donald Trump at all. The guy is a loser through and through.